Radha's Homa is complete. So now, traditionally what will happen, usually the Lord will lay in the 9 grains, will lay in fruit, will lay in Panchagavyan, will lay in all of the things that will be offered.
Explain Panchagavya, they don't know about it, even the Indian don't know about it.
Panchagavya are the 5 ingredients that are taken from the cow without killing her. So what are those 5 things that can be taken from a cow without killing? Name one.
Milk.
Then cow milk, yogurt, ghee, cow dung, urine. These are the 5 things that can be taken from a cow. And before, in ancient India, what was really important was that these 5 things had healing properties. I say had because cows have been severely altered for our benefit over the millennia. So the 2 cows that still do have benefit for the human body are called Ila and Gir. These 2 cows, all of these things are medicinal for the human body. So Panchagavya is the most important for any worship of Lord Vishnu, because the cow is extremely dear to him, because she embodies humility, she embodies tolerance, she embodies humility, she embodies generosity, she embodies giving, and she embodies love. There is a verse in the Rig Veda that says, may you love one another the same way as a cow loves her calf. So this shows the advanced way in which ancient Indians thought. So this procedure that is being done now would usually happen over the period of 9 weeks. So 9 weeks, 1 week the deity will lay in rice. The next week it will lay in all of the different grains. And then in Panchagavya, and then in Navarata, 9 jewels.
You see, in ancient time, when the king used to do Pran Pratishtha, they used to put the whole deity in gems.
Yeah.
Like they will make it in powder, like ruby into powder, and they will put the whole deity into the ruby for 1 week.
1 week.
Then the next week will be in diamonds, or in the next week will be in sapphire. So
every gem, every of the 9 gems.
9 gems.
And then also the 9 kinds of food, the 9 kinds of taste, the 9 kinds of all of these. So everything that will be eventually offered to the deity would be given to him. The same way that your body is sustained, we mimic the cycle of life in the worship of the deity. As to say, whatever we have comes from him and goes back to him. It's only here for his use. So that's what Guruji will be doing now. He'll be placing Jwala Narasimha, Utsava Jwala Narasimha into the rice. And all of you will have a turn to.
And also, one thing, normally we do it with the Utsava Murti. Normally
they do it with the real deal.
The deity.
Yeah, the Mula Murti.
Yes.
Yeah, the main deity. Normally they put the
and this is done outside. It's not done inside. Yeah, so it's basically that he stays outside and then he's invited as a permanent guest into the temple.
And he can leave
if he wants. That's why I said permanent guest.
There is this beautiful story of Radha from Jaipur.
Yes.
Radha Damodar.
Yeah.
And so you see, during the Mughal time, when the
Mughal emperor
were ruling and killing everybody, so destroying all the temple.
Yeah.
So in Vrindavan, all the deity normally left Vrindavan. So they went to other kingdoms. Like in Jaipur, the kingdom was protected by the armies, you know. So mostly they went to Jaipur. Then Radha Damodar also went to Jaipur and other deity. So in Vrindavan, the only deity which didn't leave was Radharaman. Radharaman was hidden because Radharaman is a self-manifested and he's just this small. So he was hidden in a well. And the person who hid it also died. So nobody knew where Radharaman was. Until 70 years later, he came in the dream and said, listen, I am stuck in that well. But all the other deity was sent away. mostly to Jaipur actually. So Radha Damodar, the king had him
As a guest.
as a guest in the palace, you know.
Yeah.
So they brought him. He made a temple for him, and Radha Govinda Devji, sorry, Govinda Devji.
Damodar is in the
Damodara is the other temple. Govinda Devji. So when the king, the Mughal Empire was finished, they asked to return back to Vrindavan. So the king said, "How can I ask my guest? He came as my guest to Govinda Devji came as my guest to Jaipur. How can I tell him to go? If he wants, he can go. He is free to leave because in that temple, it's open." Yeah? So he said, "There's no door. He can leave whenever he wants. But I will never tell him to go." So like that, Govinda Devji have stayed always in Jaipur.
And what's cool about it is that the deities protected themselves. Because Guruji said they left Vrindavan, yes. But before the war even started, they
Yeah.
appeared in the dreams of the people that were taking care of them, saying, "Get us out of here, out of here. These guys are going to do this and that. Are going to do this and that." So
Yeah, very often you see people take deities as just
stone or
a
metal.
stone or metal, but it's not true, you know, because the deity, you know, why in the Sri Sampradaya, also in our Sampradaya, it's very important. The deity is the Lord Himself. There's no difference between Him and
Him.
it's not even a representation of Him. It is Him. You know, this is what you have to bear in mind. You know, there's this beautiful story which happened in, if I remember it, in Puri actually. Yeah, in Puri, Jagannath. There was a devotee of Lord Jagannath by the name of Raghunath. So he had great devotion for Jagannath. So he would worship Lord Jagannath with such a devotion, single-pointed. You know, for him Jagannath was everything. So as he grew old, he could not do the same service to Jagannath. So he was very
Disappointed
sad,
and-
and this was his biggest sadness inside of him, that he could not worship Jagannath, serve him. And he got old and he was very sick. You know, he was so sick that he will not be able to get out of bed. So he will pass his stool, everything in the bed itself. So with a bad smell and everything, you know, nobody wanted to be there, you know, so he was ignored. But that in his mind was always attached to Lord Jagannath in the temple. So when this, as this was happening every day, there was a small boy who came to serve him. So that boy will come, clean the house, clean him, and brings the most magnificent perfume, sandal, the most expensive, the most smell, very strongly fragrant, yeah, sorry. And he will perfume the whole house, you know. So this was going on for a month like that. So this Raghunath didn't understand what was happening, you know. He was sick in the bed. So as he started to get well, you know. He started to recover. He started to understand that this guy, this little boy, is none other than Lord Jagannath himself, who was serving him. So when he knew about that, he jumped on the feet of Lord Jagannath and holds his feet and said, "Lord, why, you know, you are making me have, I'm making an offense, but you are serving me." You know? So just give me 1 minute. This is the relationship between him and his devotee. Nobody can understand that. So when he said that to Lord Jagannath, Jagannath said, "Listen, I enjoy the service of my devotee, but I also enjoy serving my devotee. you are the Lord of the universe. No. You could cure me like that. You know, you have everything into your control. So many people come to you, you give them everything that they ask. You could cure me, but why you don't cure me? And the little boy, Jagannathji, said, listen, it's true, I am the Lord of the universe, and I could cure you even less than a second. But I don't want you to be cured. I want you to finish all your past karma. To cure it means you still have karma to finish. So I want you to finish all your past karma, so that in this life itself, you can dwell eternally with me in my abode. So, that's why I didn't cure you. But I long for your service, and I long to serve you. You know, and this is the relationship, when the greatness of being a Vaishnava itself is about the service that we render to the deity, the service that we render to the people, the service that we render to the animal, to nature, because nature is very important for a Vaishnava. For all human beings, if they understand, we are part of nature, but yet we destroyed nature. That's why we do Bhumi Puja. No? So that we ask Mother Earth forgiveness for all the time that we didn't have to take care of her. We don't acknowledge her. We're so proud and so arrogant. We walk upon her, crush under the feet as if we're the master of the world, So that what the Lord make us realize, our relationship with Him. So the service to Him as a Vigraha, the deity itself, because we can't see God. Even we say, yes, God is in everybody. People they don't see Him. They see, yes, God is in everywhere and everyone. If the person offend you, you forget that God is inside the person. No? So, but that's why He appeared as Vigraha. He gave it the form so that our mind can focus on Him. Our mind otherwise will focus on so many things which is of no use. But how, if our mind is focused on things which is limited, how we will have our relationship with the one which is unlimited? So that mind must transform, no? First, we have the Vigraha until our mind is purified. So when the mind is purified, then He reveals in that mind itself. So that mind becomes divine. When that mind becomes divine, that mind can perceive the same divinity everywhere. That's why He said, become a yogi. So the yogi is greater than the man of knowledge. Because that knowledge has to bring you to that divine knowledge, which is wisdom. Everybody wants to be knowledgeable. There's a lot of knowledgeable. There was one saint that said, they are
Intellectual. Intellectual.
They are intelligent, no, idiot intelligent. Because you see, if you look at the saints, for example, they were very wise. Some of them was not knowledgeable, but they were wise. There's a big difference between the two. Because whenever they speak, whatever they say, whatever they wrote about, it is great wisdom. So each thing that we do, you see, even if it appeared as very external, strange to the mind, but it has deep significance. You see, even if we are there, you are sitting, you are also participating. Even if you find it a bit boring, Feeling sleepy. When Acharya will finish, But what you are receiving as vibration, what you are receiving as things that you don't see, it's much more but what you can perceive with limited knowledge, limited mind. So even if you will be participating, yet your mind is limited. So such with a limited mind, you will have only limited things. But when you don't understand, actually, it's best that you don't understand. But you should be concentrated. You must be focused. Don't say, okay, Swamiji has said, I don't understand. Let me sleep. No, your focus must be there. Then you are absorbing. You become like a sponge. You take it. Because your soul is not coincidence, but you are on the spiritual path. Through many lives, you have did lot of penance, you have done lot of sadhana, which have bring you to that point where the Lord Himself said, okay, it's time for me to remind you of me. He don't remind Himself to many people. There are so many people who pray to Him. But only very few He remind of that relationship. That, hey, you belong to me. Come. If you hear the devotees, some of the devotees, how they were called, it's amazing. There's one devotee, which for 1 year, actually he belonged to another sampradaya, and very staunch and very disciplined in his, he's grown up in that sampradaya actually. But every day, since ever he knew me, every day he had dreams of me. He have never met me, the whole 1 year until he met me. So like that, you see, for everybody, the Lord called in a specific way, in a different way. It can be in a way of sickness, that you run to the temple to pray God. But then you met Swami Parantapa. Hey, he will work on you. Swamiji, they will. He will remind you of his relationship. And he used his bhatta. He will not use anybody else. He will use his devotee to remind also others. When you read the Bhagavad Gita and you understand it, you will see. But how, when he said, I am the indweller of the soul. He didn't say that I am the soul. That what shows there is a difference between him and the soul. Even if in quality is the same, but he showed clearly that he is different. This is where the relationship is allowed. Without that, we can't have a relationship. Let's say you say, okay, can you have a relationship with yourself? You can't have a relationship with yourself. When you talk about a relationship, you must have two. Then it is a relationship. That's why he reminds you of who you are and who he is, and what you truly long for.
Satgurudeva Swami Vishwananda Mahaprabhu ki You did it, it's finished now. Where will you go? You can go to a devotee's house.